All right, White House Chief of Staff for Policy, Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller is with us now. All right, let's get your reaction to that because, you know, on this show, Stephen, as you know, we've been scrolling names that most Americans have never heard before of people that were shot and killed in Chicago since Obama became president. Nobody's lifted a finger to help anybody. It seems like they hate Trump more than they want to keep the people of Chicago safe.
The reason for the nonstop bloodshed streaming through the streets of Chicago, you saw the statistics, just over Labor Day weekend, another 54 people were shot in Chicago. 58 people, almost 60 people, just in one weekend. The reason for this is because the Democrat leaders, the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, the foolish governor of the state, Pritzker, as well as the senators of the state, Democrat leadership from top to bottom, refused to put the violent street criminals in jail. If you look at the rap sheets, what you will see is arrested and released, arrested and released, arrested and released. They are never kept in jail. So you have a small percentage of the population that are serial criminal killers, gangbangers, hoodlums, and drug dealers that are left to roam free and shoot and maim and rape and mug with impunity from the age of 14 all the way through the rest of their lives. That's the reason why. Here in Washington, D.C., where I'm talking to you from right now, in just 3 weeks, President Trump has turned the most dangerous city in America to the safest metropolis in the United States of America. And how did he do it? By surging in National Guard, by surging in FBI, ATF, DEA, and ICE, and making clear that if you commit a crime in this city, and especially if you commit a violent crime, we will find you, we will lock you up, and we won't stop coming at you until the people who live in this city are safe. President Trump did that, and now he's made this city into a safe zone for everyone, as he said.
And even Muriel Bowser, who I think was not on board in the beginning, is saying publicly she's grateful that the president did it. What is your reaction to the likes of Kimmel, Colbert, Jen Psaki, Tim Walz, et cetera?
Where do you even begin with these morons, Sean?
That's a good question. Would you like me to answer that? You want to be the host? We'll reverse roles here.
President Trump has done more press conferences, more interviews, more transparency, more public accessibility, more hours and hours with the press. He live streams his cabinet meetings for nearly 4 hours. There's no human being in the history of politics who has made themselves more available to the press and the public than President Trump, or who has demonstrated more stamina in public life. I can tell you that every single person who works for him in the White House is outworked by him. He is the first one to call us in the morning, in the early hours of the morning. He is the last one to call us far past midnight on every single work project, whether it's trade, whether it's national security, whether it's the border, whether it's crime, whether it's public safety, whether it is making our cities beautiful again, whether it is making our government responsive, whether it's improving the workforce, whether it is dealing with the need for cheaper housing. You pick the issue. He's on top of it 24/7. I also said, look, Colbert's a slime ball. The guy's just disgusting. I mean, he's not just, he has no talent. He's not liked. Obviously, he was fired for a reason. But he's just a sleazy, disgusting, smarmy guy. And look, it takes a lot to make me really despise somebody. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But Colbert is really, he's a horrible person, Sean.
All right. So what did you make? I mean, you watch the pace of the president, and it's unprecedented. And they take this narrative, they run with it. Tim Walz almost kind of sort of seemingly wishing that he was dead. Then you look at the Democrats on issues. They're on the wrong side on immigration. They want open borders. They're on the wrong side of law and order. They're on They voted for the largest tax increase in history instead of the largest tax cut in history. They voted against working men and women with no tax on tips or overtime. They voted against seniors with no tax on Social Security. Energy prices, you know, they're perfectly fine if we pay, you know, $5 a gallon. They think that's better for the environment. They're wrong on foreign policy. So where does that take us 1 year from now as we're looking at a midterm?
That's the perfect list, Sean. I mean, on every single issue Americans care about, they are on the losing side of public opinion. Sometimes it's an 80-20 issue, sometimes it's a 90-10 issue, sometimes it's a 95-5 issue. President Trump is representing the 90% of Americans who believe in common sense, cheap energy, safe borders, safe cities, a growing economy, rising wages, and getting to keep more of your take-home pay. That is a winning agenda for the midterms, and it is a winning agenda for the future, Sean.
We need you to go back on fake news CNN. Not that anyone will watch you there, but we will take that tape of whatever beatdown occurs, and we will play it on this show, and then all of America will see it. Stephen Miller, thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.